It is very important to get mortgage advice that you can count on. Hi, my name is Randy Flood, and I'm the only certified mortgage coach in the state of Colorado. I've been originating FHA mortgages, it seems like forever, and I even get a lot of questions from seasoned and experienced loan officers because they have not dealt with FHA mortgages. And I get this one question a lot from consumers who have filed a bankruptcy and they want to know, can they get an FHA mortgage? So today I want to address, does FHA allow an FHA mortgage with a person who filed bankruptcy? And the answer is absolutely. However, proper planning is the key. It will take some work in order to get you approved for your FHA mortgage, but I'm going to show you the steps that you'll need to take. Before I get started, I just want to say if you have filed bankruptcy, don't feel bad. You're not alone. Before these hard economic times, there was a stigma. People felt bad about themselves that they weren't able to pay their bills. But nowadays, with all the loss of jobs, unexpected medical expenses, divorce, it's almost expected for people to file bankruptcy. So don't feel bad and don't beat yourself up. And the good news is, yes, FHA will allow you to go on and get an FHA mortgage after bankruptcy. Now, in the mortgage industry, we use an automated underwriting system, and we get results. And the first one is approval / eligible or accept. Now, if you have a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is where all your debt was forgiven, it has to be discharged for at least 2 years. Now, if you had a Chapter 13 bankruptcy where you had worked out a repayment plan, it's got to be discharged for 2 years. Typically what I see is this does not happen, and you usually receive a refer or have to be manually underwritten. Now for Chapter 7, it's got to be discharged at least 3 years, and this is what I most commonly see. On a Chapter 13, it's got to be discharged for at least 1 year, successful completion or participation in the payment plan. And also want to note too, if it's Chapter 13, you got to get permission first from the bankruptcy court before even applying. Here are the credit considerations. Although FHA has very low qualifications, lenders have what's called overlays. What they do is they have stricter underwriting guidelines, and the reason for that is, one, they want to reduce the risk, and two, they don't want to buy back your loan. Now, FHA usually requires a credit score of 580. Most lenders require a middle score of 640. There's a few that will allow 620. However, if your scores are in this range, you're going to be penalized a little bit in the interest rate. But that's okay, because with FHA mortgages, the interest rates are better than conventional, so you're not really going to lose anything. You need to reestablish your credit, open 2 or 3 credit trade lines. And what is extremely important is to have a clean credit history. You don't want to have any 30, 60, or 90-day lates, and you especially don't want to have any judgments or collections. And if there are any, you got to do a letter of explanation. Any court order judgments must be paid off. Collections vary by lender, and most lenders, when it's related to medical, they just ignore them, disregard them. However, if it's consumer debt, there are some lenders that will allow you to have $2,000 to $3,000 of unpaid collections and still get the mortgage. Now, you don't want to owe Uncle Sam. So in other words, defaulted on a VA loan, or defaulted on student loans, or behind on them, SBA, or not caught up on your federal taxes. These are deal breakers. Now, if you have other liens that have been placed on your previous property from like the homeowners association or from a remodeling company, those have to be paid. Now, the lender will verify the last 12 months of your housing payment. They want to see canceled checks, or they will actually talk to their landlord and verify that you've been making your payments on time. Usually the maximum debt to income ratio is 45%. And what does that mean? If you take your liabilities, it can be no more than 45% of your gross, and I say gross income, and that is still very liberal. I recommend don't let anybody pull your credit, because any credit inquiries have to be explained what the purpose and the outcome is. One way that we can help people get approved for their FHA mortgage is called compensating factors. These are things that you can do to help improve your chances. One is if you're a W-2 employed, in other words, you have a regular salary or a regular paycheck, it's much easier to get approved than if you're self-employed. FHA requires a minimum of 2 years work experience in the same profession. However, if you have a long continuous job history, especially with the same employer, like 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, that really strengthens your file. Also, it's good to have plenty of assets and reserves. More money that you have in your checking and savings and your 401k and your individual ready retirement account, that will show that you have the ability to not only make your payments, but also have plenty of money for down payment. And of course, higher credit scores, higher the better. Larger down payment also helps. FHA requires 3.5% down, but a lot of people don't realize that you can actually get a down payment gifted from your relative, or you can actually borrow from your 401k, and these are excellent sources to increase your down payment. I know I've gone through this information very quickly, so if you feel like this, that's all right. I will go on and help you understand and help you throughout the entire process. I want to emphasize, now is a great time. It's a fantastic time to buy. Property values are extremely low. Interest rates are at historic lows. Sellers are giving large seller concessions. They're helping pay for a lot of the closing costs. Now is a fantastic time to buy. You don't want to keep on renting and throwing your money down the drain, because that's a total waste. So I recommend that you go on and get your FHA mortgage now and start building wealth. Again, my name is Randy Flood. I can only originate loans in Colorado. However, if you live elsewhere, I know other top producers across the countries, and I'll be more than welcome or glad to refer you to them, and I know that they will take great care of you. I'm available 24/7. You can call me at 303-840-7470, or you can also email me at randy@yesyoucangetalone.com. It is important to get the mortgage advice that you can count on, and that's what I do all the time. Now, if you like this information, go on and click the like button below, and also share it with your family, friends, and coworkers, because they too could benefit from this valuable information. And as always, only wanting the best for you. Take care.